mom's been broke as fuck since 1982. It's currently 2025. She's still broke as fuck. When I started my cycle, my mom was so pissed because she had to walk to the store and buy maxi pads, as if I asked God for me to start bleeding out my coochie. Okay? Poverty will affect your kids whether they speak to you as the parent or not. When your children know you have no car and you have no money, that is going to affect the experience they have as a kid. They're not going to be as willing and wanting to do extracurricular activities, develop hobbies, shit. They won't even develop a sense of style because you too broke to buy them clothes. And it's not even about buying brand new or super expensive things. It's just about enriching your child's experience. When all you can say that you've done for your child is provide them a house or a place to live, and a lot of times that shit is coming from Section 8 and they're in the projects, okay? And or providing them food via food stamps, as if this is shit you worked hard to give to them, you're doing absolutely nothing as a parent. And that is also why I am so against teen pregnancy, because as a teenager, you have not even given yourself the foundation or even been given the foundation to build as an adult. And now you're starting a family. So now you're starting your kids in quicksand and y'all expect them to just climb their way out and be happy about it. Absolutely the fuck not. Why is no one talking about the father? Because men get women pregnant and women decide if they stay pregnant. I don't understand why we're acting lost. It don't matter who nutting you. You the one that's going to decide whether or not you keeping that baby. And when you decide that, you're the one that's going to carry that kid. You the one that's going to push that kid out that cat. You the one that's going to get that baby cut out of you and everything else. You the one who going to have that hospital bill in your name, not your baby daddy. Don't get me wrong. And women also have the ability to not get pregnant at all. You know when you ovulating, right? So then not only do you know when you're ovulating, but then you're going to have sex while you're ovulating. Then you're going to have unprotected sex while you're ovulating. Then you're going to have unprotected sex and let that man shoot up inside your body, okay? While you're ovulating, knowing it's a high chance you're going to get pregnant. And then on top of that, you take that test, see you pregnant, and keep the baby. And y'all worried about the father. The father is the government that's feeding the kid. The father is the WIC, the food stamps, and Section 8. And then on top of that, a lot of people be having kids by niggas that ain't shit, that ain't your boyfriend. Niggas ain't got no money. And it's like, you knew he ain't had no money before you got pregnant, and you still got pregnant by him. You knew he ain't had no house, no car while you was fucking him. And then you still got pregnant by him. You thought he was just going to step up and be the world's best dad. So I think that women hold more weight when it comes to having kids, because you're the one that has to carry that kid. And you could literally stop yourself from getting pregnant, but you didn't. Like, you still chose to fuck while you was ovulating. You got nutted in. And if you don't know where the nigga nutted, you are where he nutted. I don't got time for that. Oh, I didn't know. If you didn't see it, you didn't swallow it, bitch, you are it.
Okay, so look, right? Let me break this down, because y'all seem to really be angry at me for saying that it's a man's fault if you get pregnant. 100% his fault, right? Now, y'all keep trying to say that, oh, it's both our faults, we're both responsible. No, we're not. No, we're not. That's not how that works. It's not how that works. If you're one of them village motherfuckers who much is given, much is tested, right? And And so, I say all that to say, when it comes to sex, the act of sex, you're both responsible for the act of sex because you both show up and you participate in having sex. Here's the thing. We've all had sex and have walked out of that room without getting pregnant. We've all done that. There are plenty of people who are currently there are married couples who are married, don't have any children. They're fucking. You know, they're fucking. You know, they're not just virgins. You know what I mean? They're not celibate throughout their whole, you know, marriage. So what's happening is, right, somebody there is being responsible. Someone, meaning the husband, is being responsible. He is deciding that they're not going to be pregnant, or he and his wife have decided they're not going to be pregnant. And so that means that now he has to take extra precaution, right, with not getting her pregnant. Now, she can go and take birth control. That's just an added layer. That's an added layer, right? However, all on her own, right? If we're not adding extra things, right, to the situation, and we're just relying on each other, right? The only way for you to not get pregnant when you're having sex is for a man to not nut in you, right? If he nuts in you, it's still, you know, it's not guaranteed that you're going to get pregnant. There are women who are like, yo, I thought for years I couldn't get pregnant because I was getting nutted all up in there, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't never get pregnant, never had none of those issues. And that is because, and my good girl, I can't say her, I'm not gonna say her name, but what she was saying to me the last time, which was like, oh, well, you know, that egg has to accept the sperm. The egg has to accept the sperm. Okay, cool, right? That's that scientific shit. That's that biology shit, right? I fuck with it. Cool, no problem. But here's the thing, right? The egg has to accept the sperm, but then also your body, naturally, your body is going to recognize that sperm as the enemy, right? As a foreign invader, and it's going to treat it as such, and it's going to try and get it the fuck up out of there, right? That's just natural biology, and that's okay, right? Cool. So, because your body has now been introduced to the foreign invader, which is his sperm, right? Meaning he nutted in you. The body is now going to have to fight it off. And so that's why they call, right, babies miracles or a blessing, because it literally has to go through all of this in order to actually fertilize the egg, right? Cool, no problem. So my thing here is, right, you still need that man to give you the sperm. Like, you need the man to give you the sperm. And because men willingly give you this sperm, you get pregnant. You're not getting pregnant because, right, you're not getting pregnant simply because you laid down and had sex with this man. That's not the reason why you're getting pregnant. You're getting pregnant because this man decided to nut in you. That's literally the only part of it. Because if that's the case, then women would get pregnant with women. If sex was just the reason why. If y'all both showed up, had sex, blah, 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 right? That means that every time that you went and had sex with a man, right? Because I'm just being funny when I say women would get pregnant. But my point is, like, even every time you had sex with a man, you would get pregnant, right? That would be the end result. Like, you would get pregnant, right? But that's not the end result, because there are things that you do, that he does, right? So that you avoid the pregnancy. And that's literally my whole fucking point. And I don't understand all of these hoops that y'all be trying to jump around or jump through just to sit there and take responsibility for something you really don't have responsibility for. Now, laying down and having sex, yes, you are responsible for that. You signed up for that, but you didn't sign up for the pregnancy part. You didn't sign up for that. You didn't. And you can ask your mama, you can ask your daddy, you can ask any of these people. They have had plenty of unprotected sex, and the person hasn't gotten pregnant. They've done it. It's happened. We know plenty of people who've been in that situation. It'd be women on the depot. It'd be women out here who'd be like I said, they'd be like, oh my God, I don't even know how I got pregnant. I've been getting none of that all this time and I never got pregnant. You got couples that try for years to get pregnant, don't get pregnant. Boom, they got a miracle baby, right? So Again, I just want to reiterate, you are responsible for laying down, right? You're responsible for the fact that you chose to go and lay down. So you're responsible for showing up to have sex. However, when it comes to pregnancy, you becoming pregnant, that can't happen simply because you laid down and had sex. That only happens when a man that you laid down with decided to nut in you, right? That's really that. It's really that simple. And again, sure, your body has to accept the sperm, or the egg has to accept the fertilizer, whatever. Either way, you still would need sperm for it to be able to accept. It would need to be introduced into the conversation. So that's why I'm trying to say, is why I keep reiterating that it is not both of you. It is not both of you who make you pregnant. It is the one man who gets you pregnant. It's as simple as that. The man, him putting his sperm in there. Because if you don't get pregnant every single time you have sex, then I got something to tell you. I got something to tell you. And it's that you can have sex without getting pregnant. Oh, you definitely can. And because you can have sex without getting pregnant, guess who's responsible for pregnancy? Okay, bye.
"26 with 6 kids, let's talk about it." Now, I'm going to take a different approach, a different perspective, another angle that we should be looking at the situation. A lot of people are talking about either, oh, we should not be judging her. It's nobody's business. Excuse me. It's nobody's business. She's the one that has to raise the kids. The kids are happy, blah, blah, blah. Or some people are like, you're not a good mom. And, just harping on it that way. And I agree with the people that say she's not a good mom. I'm sorry. I don't care what age you are, what financial bracket you are. 6 children, actually 7. She's 6 kids and 1 on the way. She's in poverty. And the whole situation is just horrible. But let's look at it from another angle, right? I watched one of her videos, and in the video, she stated that her kids are her family. She has no other family. I think, and this talking point is going to cover everybody. I think a lot of times we say, oh, it's no one's business how many kids someone have. It is. I don't think a lot of people think about what happens if you are no longer here. If you are no longer here, can the people around you, can your family member take in 7 kids? Who is going to take in 7 kids? Who is going to take in 7 kids? Nobody. No one is going to take 7 kids. You made the choice to have 7 kids. Everybody else around you said, you know what? I cannot afford 7 children, whether it be financially, mentally, or physically. I cannot do 7 kids, so I'm not going to have 7 kids. I'm going to have my 2 and I'm going to stop. God forbid, knock on wood, something happens to my brother and his wife, I can take their 2 kids. God forbid something happens to me and my ex-husband, he can take 2 kids. His sister can take 2 kids. My mom can take 2 kids. Their godmother can take 2 kids. A lot of you are not considering what is going to happen to your children if something happens to you. What, foster care? Like, some of y'all are really out here popping out 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then looking at everybody like, it's none of y'all business, my kids is happy. Y'all don't have no will. Y'all don't have no savings. Y'all assume that y'all are always going to be here. Y'all are not considering, if I am not here, who will be able to take care of my kids? Y'all be like, my kids is all I got. Who will they have if you're not here? No one considers that. Y'all don't have no will. Y'all don't have no savings. Y'all don't have no trust. Y'all have nothing. That is the part that always it's in the back of my head. People are like, oh, well, my kids are happy and they're fed. You have nothing to leave to them in the event that you're gone. And you just popping them out, pop, 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 pop. So yes, they're in poverty right now, and you're working yourself to the bone to feed them. Oh, I'm doing everything I can as a mom, as a dad. I'm doing the best I can. When you're gone, is the person that's left to take care of them going to do the best that they can? Who is going to be left to take care of them? And I think that is the things that a lot of people are not thinking about. Like, everyone's like, oh, I deserve to start my own family. I deserve this. And I don't got no support system. I'm doing it by myself. Who is going to take these kids when you're not here? Who's taking 7 kids? You don't got no family. You have no support system. You have no money. You have no savings. You live in that small ass, dirty ass apartment. That is what I want people to start thinking about when they start screaming, they the ones taking care of the kids. They the ones taking care of the kids. Now, because I'm sure she don't have health care. Like, let's have an honest conversation. Let's have an honest conversation. Because how many people have lost their parents when they were young? And what did life look like when your parent that really took care of you, that loved you, that nurtured you, were gone? And some of these kids were parents that were doing decent. And what did that life look like when that parent left? So when y'all are screaming from the fucking rooftops that it's not going to be y'all taking care of these kids, it might be the system. It might be the system. And the system's already fucked up. So y'all are mad that we're the ones that saying don't have these kids, don't bring these kids into fucked up situations, are the ones that actually care. Because quality of life matters. Y'all that's like, it doesn't matter, she can have as many kids as she want, as long as they're fed, it's okay. Y'all don't give a fuck about kids. I don't care what y'all say. People that think like that and talk like that cannot care about kids. Because I'm not saying don't have kids. I'm saying have your life together. Be able to feed your children. Be able to give them a stable and healthy environment. Because a lot of you know better and still do bad. Because she's on her 7th child and she's already in poverty. She's already in poverty and chose to have another baby. And I don't want to hear shit about what about the man? Because we know there's no holding a man accountable. Because when you tell a man, hey, I'm pregnant, he could get the fuck out of here. He could be gone and never speak to you again. And we all know that. So I don't understand why y'all keep talking about, well, we are not holding the men accountable. Girl, shut the fuck up. Let's be serious. As women, we know that if you get pregnant, you can be left holding the proverbial bag, the baby. That is your responsibility. Stop having more than you can handle and stop having more than your village can handle. I'm not having any more kids because God forbid something happens to me. I don't want to overload my village. They didn't choose to bring these children into this world. I did. But God forbid, knock on wood, I know at least 5 houses, 5 households off the top of my head that would take them in tomorrow and love them and care for them in the same way that I can. Now, if I had 7 or 8 kids, I can't say the same. But 2, everybody can take 2. Everybody in my circle can take 2. Y'all not thinking about that. All right, I'm done. In my video, I specifically said I don't want to hear shit about keeping the men accountable. Because, so her first child was born when she was 15. And from what I've been seeing and hearing is that the man was older than her. So clearly he was a predator. Clearly he was a predator. And the subsequent baby daddies that followed, I don't know. But like I was saying, if a man does not want to be a father, when he finds out you are pregnant, he can just get fucking gone. So when y'all come and y'all talk about holding these men accountable, like I said, women, yes, men should be in their children's life. Men should take care of their responsibilities. Men are the first guard to getting a woman pregnant. You cannot get pregnant unless a man lets his seed off in you. Yes, we all understand that. But that is not the reality of the situation. As women, when you get pregnant, we know that you are the one that will be left holding the proverbial bag, the baby. Because if a man decides that he does not want to be here, he's not the one that's pregnant. He could just literally ghost you while you were pregnant. And I've seen and heard about it happening to so many women. It happens. A man could literally just find out you're pregnant and disappear. You're the one with the baby. You are the one with the baby. So how do you then hold a man accountable that you can't find? So y'all keep saying, what about the men? What about the men? Ah! We are the ones with the wombs. We are the ones with the wombs. And then some people get mad when we say, get rid of it. They be like, y'all get too comfortable telling women to have an abortion. Actually, y'all get too comfortable having random babies. Y'all get too comfortable having babies by different men. How about that? How about that? Every relationship does not need a baby. Every relationship don't need a souvenir, babe. Every relationship you do not have to give every man a baby. You don't. Because guess who gonna hold them babies? Guess who gonna take care of them fucking kids? You. And it's like, why can women not get that? Why can y'all not get that? Y'all keep talking about, let's hold men accountable. Let's. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Tell me. What's the solution? Oh.
If you get pregnant and you're a single mother and it's out of wedlock or whatever.
Some of you have not taken sex education and it shows. It is not 99.99% the woman's fault that she gets pregnant. She cannot physically get pregnant without a man. Pearl talked about the options that women have to not carry a child to term. Let's talk about what the man options are. Number 1, wear a condom, you filthy, dirty animal. Wear a freaking condom. Why are you slanging dick to every pussy out there? Number 2, vasectomy. Get your balls snipped already. It's not that big of a deal. I know several men who've done it. You might be in pain for a little bit, but at least you won't be getting random women pregnant. Number 3, get married already. If you get married, you're not even thinking about getting that woman pregnant because that's what? You're married. That's your wife. Just do it the right way and you won't have to think about all these things. We are keeping men accountable all 2023, baby.
If as a society we enforce men to not only be responsible of the children that they are having outside of wedlock, but also be responsible of the baby mothers that they are procreating with, I genuinely believe that we would see a reduction in baby mama, baby daddy culture. I dislike the terminology that baby mamas don't hold weight in a man's life. And the reason why I say that, because it kind of takes away the accountability of a man understanding the meaning behind fatherhood. Men view fatherhood as optional because the minute that they stop laying down and fucking the mother and stop getting benefits from the mother, they also believe that them taking care and raising their children is also an optional factor. So when society approves that men should only be responsible of the kids that they are procreate, they basically are creating, instead of actually also being responsible of their mother in more ways than just seeing her as some sort of gain to have control over, we will see a reduction in single mothers and baby mamas and baby daddies. Now, I'm not talking about the single mothers that did it right, the ones that got married, unfortunately had to be divorced and gone ahead and move on. But if people actually understood the underlying spiritual and physical and mental impact of actually bringing a child into this world, and men actually understanding that your role as a man or a provider means taking care of not only those children, but the said woman that you are placing as the primary caretaker, we will actually see possibly a reduction in men just actually going out here having 5, 6, 7 different baby mamas. The entire conversation about men being upset with child support is not really the money factor as itself, but it's genuinely just the judge is holding men accountable that was a household you created. So you being upset because you having to pay $300-$400 or $600 every 2 weeks for those children, and you thinking that you are paying the baby mama's bills, you are, because that was the fucking family you chose to fucking make. That is your family, nigga. Like, that's why I be upset that people genuinely believe that we should just treat baby mothers like others. And don't get me wrong, nobody should be having kids out of wedlock, because these sort of situations do happen where you don't really have nothing to fall back on. And this is why so many people are trying to promote getting married. Like, if you're gonna have kids, if you're gonna make that humongous commitment, get married. Because once things starts falling apart and he wants to pretend like he no longer wants you and fatherhood is optional, you can be able to not only gain child support but also spousal support. Okay, spousal support. And you can also continuously take his ass to court if you have to, just so you can, not only can your children be taken care of, but your ass will be taken care of too. Because not you weren't the only one that laid down and decided to consent to having a child. He did too. And if we are actually ruling with the patriarchal thinking process, if men believe that they are so much as providers and leaders, why, when it comes down to them procreating and making more children, all of a sudden we should give them leeway? He's a free man. He don't have to do anything for that woman, but or other than just take care of the kids. But in the same breath, when those women decide to play his game and not let him around the kids because he want to be a seasonal father unless she's fucking him or giving him attention, now all of a sudden we're thinking about the kids. Oh, the kids gonna be traumatized. How you think the kids gonna take it when the mama sitting up here deciding to just keep the child away from his father? You're not understanding that y'all are using straw man fallacies. Children do not think about shit like that, especially when the primary caretaker is doing their portions to actually make sure their child is well taken care of. Children actually forget that a goddamn man is in the house if the mother is not centering the fact that a father needs to be in the home. So if we were to hold men to the standards that they love to spout out whenever they decide to pick and choose to want to be a leader, if people took it more important in regards to family, then I would actually see, I really do believe that there would be a reduction if we actually apply sex education and understanding the importance of creating a family, and you being the man making this choice and decision to take on such an honorable and responsibility factor. People will actually take it more seriously. People will actually understand, like, okay, yeah, you got baby mamas. Why the fuck are you here looking for another relationship when you have 3 different women that you created kids with? Like, if it didn't work out with them, what make you think it's going to work out with me? And if you are not taking care of those 3 different homes, why the fuck would you think why would you think that I would think you would take care of my home too? Like, women need to think about things like that. Stop being so okay with just wanting to be with a man, and especially single dads or deadbeat ass fathers, seasonal fathers. Like, you thinking that baby mama is just spout for hateful, bitter. But I feel like that's rightfully so, because the same shit he's spouting in your brain, making you feel like you are so important, his primary everything, and you're going to be the best decision ever, that was the same shit he used to tell her. That's why he chose her to be the mother of his fucking kids. And now she's upset about that because he's going by doing the same repetitive bullshit on you. And you're not saying that because you think she's jealous of you. Like,
So every time I see comments like this, I know what I want to say, but I haven't been able to verbalize it. I feel like I can now. So whenever women get online and complain about the man they're choosing to be with, doesn't make them feel special around the holidays and whatnot, and y'all get in the comments saying things like this and, oh, why don't we blame the man? Why don't we blame men for their bad behavior? Okay, so stay with me. The man is not the one who got on here complaining about their relationship, right? He's completely content with everything, or at least enough to not be airing out their business online. The woman is the one getting online complaining about the deal she accepted. He offered her scraps and she accepted scraps. But then she starts feeling like the scraps she accepted aren't good anymore. Now she wants to complain about the situation. Then y'all want to turn around and say, hold him accountable. Hold him accountable for what? For giving her something that she accepted? The problem y'all have is y'all will accept bad behavior from men and still expect to get the best. Y'all will take below the bare minimum, then get mad when that's all you're offered. And the same thing goes with the baby mamas who get on here complaining about their baby daddy and how they didn't marry them before they got them pregnant. Y'all will say, why don't we put the man down who decided to get her pregnant before marrying her? Or it takes two to make a baby. Why aren't we holding the man accountable too? So let me get this straight. Y'all want to shame men out of getting you pregnant before getting married, or hold them accountable for getting you pregnant before marrying you, even though y'all are willing to get pregnant before marriage. Do y'all hear how dumb that sounds? So you expect me to say, men, y'all need to stop getting women pregnant before marrying them. Then you dummies still turn around and keep popping out kids left and right before they meet your requirements and standards? What do you think is going to happen? Why do y'all think you can hold men accountable and still give them what they want? You want to hold men accountable? Raise your standards. Stop rewarding sex to undeserving men. Stop rewarding children to undeserving men. It could be so simple. But no, y'all want to lay down with a man who wasn't doing anything for you at the jump, but feeding you word salad and pillow talk, not making your life easier, not providing for you, hasn't shown you any qualities that would make him a good father of your children. None of that. But then y'all want to turn around and say, hold him accountable. Hold him accountable. Some of y'all are a joke. And this is why they're in chat rooms talking about how easy it is to get one over on y'all. Because all they have to do is act like they like you, don't even need to show you, then toss you around in bed, and then you give them a baby like the idiot that you are.